Hello and welcome to the December 2015 edition of Picking Up the Crap, my series that looks at the NPD North American US market hardware and software sales for the video game industry. These guesstimations are given from people who have NPD software and hardware access. The numbers are posted and gathered over a Neogaf sales thread. Here are your hardware guesstimation sale numbers for December 2015. The best-selling home console for the month of December was the Xbox One, selling around 1.25 million. And number 2, the PlayStation 4, selling around 1.05 million. And at number 3, the Nintendo Wii U, selling around 580,000 systems. On the handheld side, the Nintendo 3DS has said to sold around 810,000 systems, and the PlayStation Vita and Vita TV has said to sold around 170,000 systems. Here are the top 10 best-selling video game software for the month of December 2014. At number 1, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. At number 2, Grand Theft Auto 5. At number 3, Madden NFL 15. At number 4, Super Smash Bros. At number 5, NBA 2K15. At number 6, Minecraft. At number 7, Far Cry 4. At number 8, Just Dance 2015. At number 9, Destiny. At number 10, FIFA 15. There were no official numbers or guesstimations given for these pieces of software, so we have no idea what is the range between the number 1 game and the number 10 game. It's now time for Going Public. This is a segment of the video where I go a little bit deeper into the numbers I've gathered and also share with you other information I was able to gather during this week's NPD's release. With the Xbox One winning both November and December's NPD's hardware sales numbers, it has now shortened the gap between itself and the lead console so far this generation, the PS4 in the North American market, by almost 400,000 systems. This is a major uptaking because so far the PS4 has been running away with this generation. Worldwide numbers shipped or sold being 18.5 million. So, what did this mean for Xbox One? Definitely worldwide, but mainly in the North American market. Last generation was a strange mixture of events. Basically, the rules of the video game industry were rewritten. Basically, they were dropped and then rewritten again to best sustain this new current market we're currently in. What I mean is, previous console generations had one rule. The best-selling console always had the most games. Game developers, third-party developers, focus all their attention on the console that's had the most install base, so they make their money. Basically, sell your game on a system that has sold the most, and so the opportunity to sell the most. Well, that didn't happen last generation. Why? Because the Nintendo Wii was by far the best-selling console last generation, but due to the Wii being underpowered and also a Nintendo bias by third-party developers, most of the major games weren't released on the Nintendo console. So instead, they focused all their attention on the HD consoles, the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. But see, here's another thing. In America, in the North American market, the Xbox 360 outsold the PS3 2-to-1, hands down, the entire generation. There, for every one PS3 sold, there were people who bought 2 Xbox 360s, basically. But worldwide, not including Japan, because the Xbox 360, Microsoft in general they don't exist in Japan. But in the Europe market, the PlayStation 3 sold extremely well, outselling the Xbox 360. So basically, third-party developers, Western developers, or Japanese developers, they decided to keep making their games for both consoles because no matter what, you was covered. The people who had 360 in America would buy your game, majority on that console, and the guys who had PS3s in Europe would buy your game on that console. So it basically balanced it out. So what it means for this generation is, so far, the PS4 is just, without a doubt, the best-selling console this generation. Like I said, selling or shipped around 18.5 million. And the Xbox One is very far behind when you come to overall worldwide sales. The US market is so far its best-selling market. And even here, it's down by 400,000 systems sold after the holiday season. If the Xbox One can catch up to the PS4 in this market or even surpass it, it can secure a spot as the home console to go to in the US market, and third-party developers would then use the same strategy they used last generation. Make a game for 360 to get the majority of the US sales, and then make sure you have the game for the PS4 to get the sales in other territories, aka Europe and Japan. If the Xbox One would have lost this holiday season and the PS4 would have increased its lead by 1 million or 2 million this holiday season, you would definitely see more exclusive deals being done, like the Street Fighter V game that's coming to the PS4 only. You can definitely see more of those games being done, because basically at this point it would be PS2 all over again. Why make a game for a console that no one has when you can make your game on a console that everybody has and get all the sales from that? So far, with the success of the holidays, the cheaper Xbox One, and the other things they did this past holiday, the Xbox One, for at least now, has secured its spot as getting ports, as getting multi-plat games from third-party developers for at least another year. In this second segment of Going Public, I want to give a little quick shout out to the Xbox 360. Finally, after almost 10 years on the market, surpassing the Nintendo Wii as the best-selling console in the US market for the 7th generation. Its life-to-date numbers are now around somewhere up to 42 million systems sold, where the Wii was at 41 point something million sold. Remember this: the Xbox 360 has been getting new games and officially been on the market for almost 10 years exactly, launching in November of 2005, and is now January 2015. So almost 10 years exactly, give or take some months. The Wii was able to sell 41 million systems basically in 5 years, because there haven't been a new Wii game on the Wii console in about 3 or 4. So think about that. Think about what the Wii did and how well it was selling during that time period. So while this is a victory for Microsoft, as they can say they were the best-selling home console in the North American market last generation, just think about that. Your competitor already finished the race. Hell, your competitor ran the race twice, and you finally beat them on their second lap. Crazy. In this next segment of Going Public, I want to look at the fall of the handheld market and why certain things are happening the way they are. Right now, there's an uproar amongst American consumers about Nintendo not releasing the small version of their new Nintendo 3DS. This is a hardware upgrade with new features, new function, more power. But basically, it's still the same system that plays the same games you already had this generation. Nintendo in Japan released this new system, and in Japan, since it's more of a handheld market, it has increased their sales and done quite well for them. And so I guess they figured, let's release this in the North American market, let's release this in the West, and maybe it can help stimulate some kind of growth in our handheld market in these territories. So people are wondering, why release only the XL and not the regular small version? It's quite simple. If you look at the 3DS numbers so far this generation in these territories, once they release the XL version of that system has sold well or better than the original model. Now that could be due to bigger screen, it could be due to just the overall form, the fit of the system. Not quite sure. Or maybe just the overall lack of desire to have the original 3DS. And with the new 3DS having these faceplates, maybe that makes the smaller version more desirable than the actual bigger screen XL version. Still, either way, if you look at the sales of a 3DS this past year, 2014, and this includes all the great games that were released throughout the year, a new Pokemon for instance, the 3DS numbers compared to its last generation counterparts in the same 3 or 4th year of their lifespan, the numbers are staggering how far low they are compared to those other consoles. The current 3DS compared to the far behind second place handheld, the PlayStation Portable, the PSP outsold the 3DS by at least over 1.5 million systems. And if you compare that to the overall leader last generation, the predecessor to the 3DS, the DS, in 2008, during the same time span, the DS outsold what the 3DS did in 2014 in 1 month. December alone outsold what the 3DS did the entire year here in this market. So as you can see, the handheld market has fallen to just dire straits, sales in this generation, and to release new 3DS in the U.S. market is just wasting money. You're shipping these consoles over to this market. You got to advertise all this money spent on something that may not stimulate any kind of more growth. The 3DS has been dropping sales year to year, every year since release. Instead of climbing and then peaking and dropping, it's just been dropping. And so it's a big gamble for Nintendo to release that new console here and really feel like it's actually going to do anything for them. In Japan it makes sense, but in the West it doesn't, especially when you look at these numbers. So think about that when you're wondering why you're not getting certain things. If you're not going to buy something, you're not going to get anything. And compared to the DS, compared to the PSP, no one has been buying the 3DS hardware or its software. In this last segment of Going Public, I want to give you some software numbers I was able to gather. During this month NPD, the NPD released the top 10 best-selling games for the entire year, starting from January all the way to December 2014. Here are those games. At number 1, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. At number 2, Madden NFL 15. At number 3, Destiny. At number 4, Grand Theft Auto 5. At number 5, Minecraft. At number 6, Super Smash Bros. At number 7, NBA 2K15. At number 8, Watch Dogs. At number 9, FIFA 15. At number 10, Call of Duty Ghost. And while we do not have what those games sold in the overall top 10 order, I do have guesstimations of what they sold as individual SKUs across each platform they were on. So, at number 1, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare for the Xbox 360 selling above 2 million copies. At number 2, Xbox One, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare selling under 2 million copies. Then you have PS4 Advanced Warfare. At number 4, you have Super Smash Bros. 3DS selling about 1.7 million copies. At number 5, you have Mario Kart 8 selling around 1.5 million copies. Then you have Xbox One Destiny, you have 360 Minecraft, you have PS3 Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, 3DS Pokemon games, both of them. Then you have Xbox One Titanfall, you have Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. Then you have PS4 Destiny. Then you have PS4 Grand Theft Auto 5. You have 360 Destiny. Then you have the Xbox Halo Collection. Then you have PS4 Minecraft. And then you have the Xbox One Grand Theft Auto version. All selling a little bit above 1 million copies. These numbers are just retail copies, not digital or not games included in bundles or anything. So just what they sold as individual games at stores. Next, here's the numbers of Nintendo software sold this year. The new Yoshi game for 3DS sold around 400,000 copies. Tomodachi Life for the 3DS sold around 400,000 copies. The most recent Kirby game for the 3DS sold around 360,000 copies. Then you have Bravely Default selling around 350,000 copies. You have Mario Golf selling 102,000 copies. You have the Sonic 3DS game selling around 73,000 copies. On the Wii U side of things, you have Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze selling around 440,000 copies. The new Hyrule Warriors currently has sold around 370,000 copies. Sonic Lost World, the most recent Sonic game, I believe, has sold around 68,000 copies. And the Nintendo Wii U exclusive, at least in the North American market, Bayonetta 2 has sold around 135,000 copies. Like I said, these numbers are guesstimations given to us by people who have NPD access. So they're official numbers from the NPD that people have, and they're willing to share with people like us on the internet. Okay, I don't trust sites like VGA charts. I never have, never will. I'd rather go with these numbers than their numbers. And if you look at these numbers, it's kind of depressing. Some of these great games have underperformed, but then you look at the current install base of the system they're sold on, it actually fits around what they would do. But still, look at the software sales from the DS days, the Wii days. Look at how the games sold, and look at what these games have sold on their counterpart, the Wii U and the 3DS. Look at how much better these games are on the Wii U and 3DS. Yet they're so underperformed sales wise. And so, if quality is not gonna make you buy a game, I don't know what is. For December 2014 episode Picking the Crap, I'll see you guys next time, and I'll be back again with a new episode. See you guys soon. Take care.